Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on cubic curves. So this slide explains what's happening in the video. I'll leave it on for a very short while before I move on to the first three verses of the rap song on cubic curves. Okay, I'll move on to the next slide now. And these are the first three verses of the rap song on cubic curves. I'll move on to the next slide shortly. And here are the next three verses. And here is the first slide on the lesson. So basically we have some examples. So the first one is asking us to draw the curve y equals x cubed. So a cubic curve always has a power of 3 in it. So if we're given these x values here, all we do is substitute each of these x values into the equation and we get these y values, and then we plot the points on the number plane, and then we join the curve. We join the dots up to give us the curve. So that's the most basic cubic curve you can get. Also, for example 2, we're asked to sketch this curve here. Now this is presented in a very simple way because we can see straight away that the cubic equation has been factorized for us. So straight away we can see where the curve cuts the x-axis. Okay, so we can see that whenever the curve cuts the x-axis, we know that y equals 0. So that will occur where x equals -2, which is here, so that gives us -2, 0. It occurs when x equals 1, which gives us the point 1, 0, and it occurs where x equals 3, which gives us the point 3, 0. Now the other thing, we have to work out the orientation, that is, which way does this curve go? So basically it can either go that way or it can go this way. So all we do, we substitute another point into the equation, and that helps us to check the orientation. So for example, if we let x equals 2, we substitute 2 into that equation, that gives us y equals -4. So the point is 2 minus 4. So we can see straight away that this is the orientation. And the next curve is similar. We're given the factorization here. We have -1/2 outside the grouping symbol. So if we focus here, we can see that the graph cuts the x-axis at 1, 0, because x is 1, 4, 0, because x has to be 4, and 6, 0, because x has to be 6. So we know that those 3 points here, that's where the curve cuts the x-axis. So If we substitute x equals 7, that'll help us find out the orientation of the curve. Again, you can always find out when you're given this factorized form where the curve cuts the x-axis, but we're still not sure whether the curve goes like that or whether the curve goes like that. Substitute x equals minus 7 into the equation. When we do that, it gives us y equals minus 9. So the point, another point on the curve is 7 minus 9. And that helps us to determine that this is the orientation of the curve. So this video has introduced the idea of the cubic curve, and we've seen 3 interesting examples how the cubic curve operates. So by introducing the rap song on the cubic curve, I've attempted to integrate mathematics, English and music. I'll just let you read this briefly before I move on to the last slide. I'll move on to the last slide now, and here it is.